I mean, I don't know how much else I have to say this, but I'm going to try to say it as quick and as firm as I can. Perception is built by words and actions. Not actions alone and not words alone. Perception is built over time by words and actions. I know people who like to act sometimes think that they don't need to talk, right? However, someone has to be talking about you to build your perception over time, right? There has to be something that is being said. Yes, you will act, but yes, someone should also be talking about you. And that's what I'm going to be speaking about on today's session, or video. Don't go anywhere. I'll get back to this.
You're welcome to my YouTube channel, by the way.
I have seen a lot of people, especially people who are very biased to doing, who are very biased to getting work done, hang on the fact that I just want to get work done. I don't think there's any need to speak, or sometimes they get angry at people who don't know how to work or who do not know how to do the work are getting all the glory or getting all the conversation. And sometimes some of the people who know how to do X, Y, Z are not getting the traction. It's a lot about the results that you want. If, for example, maybe you are in a small space, you have hacked on a moat, and you just want to be making money, and you don't want any noise, that's fine. And you can continue to do that. However, when you begin to want to translate from power to influence, someone has to be speaking. Someone has to be believing something that has been said that is now backed up by actions. A group of people needs to believe. A critical mass of people needs to believe. Some certain stakeholders needs to believe. And belief doesn't just happen by just seeing and experiencing actions. It's seeing and experiencing actions complemented by things that are said over a period of time. That is how you build perception. That is how you build narrative. That is how you build influence. And I'm saying this because it is literally really important for businesses as they begin to scale. And I've always said that some of the results that you want to have may not necessarily need to go through the traditional means of getting things done. What do I mean by that? You do not necessarily have to do billboards, etc., that people already define as branding to be, or like storytelling, or those elements of perception to be the things that you need to do. Sometimes it is speaking and getting a small circle of people whose opinion are relevant to your growth and scale to believe that you can do the things that you want them to believe that you can do, so that you can get an opportunity to do it for them. So don't hide under the guise of you can get work done and not talk about the work that you have done, or ensure that someone else at least is speaking about the work that you have done. You do not build influence by just doing. You build influence by doing and speaking. Speaking doesn't actually have to be you. It may be someone else. It may be a group of people who believe you, a group of acolytes, followers, supporters, but someone has to be speaking, which you now substantiate with actions. I've said the same thing over and over again to emphasize that if you are building something solid, if you are building something that you need to scale, if you are building something that you need to transcend just making money, to influencing people, to influencing a direction, to changing behavior, to adjusting how people think, to getting people to see you differently, to getting a critical mass of people to move in a direction, or you are a leader and you want to build a solid team, you can't just be doing. You have to be doing and speaking. Speaking in that case, maybe casting a vision. Speaking in that case, maybe sharing stories and experiences. Speaking in that case, maybe encouraging. Speaking in that case, maybe providing context to moves. Maybe defending, maybe explaining, maybe encouraging, maybe inspiring. But you have to always substantiate what you are doing, right, with something that is being said. That's why even some of the most solid brands that you see in the world, they are usually consistent stories, consistent experiences, things that are being spoken about them. Sometimes they are not the ones that are even saying it, but they have planted it in the media. There is usually a media machine. There was one time I was looking at it and I realized that almost everybody who is a major billionaire or a major wealthy person has a media arm. Look at it. I'm not going to mention the name, so just go and look. There is usually a media arm to the conversation. It's either they have a media arm or they have media friends. Because narratives, propaganda, things being said are an integral part of how you have and do the things that you want to do. So I'm just even bringing this to the fore for someone who is growing, who is biased to action, who is like, I just want to get work done. I just want to do my job. Man, you have to be speaking about something or have people that are speaking about you. If you don't have, find. And I like that you are biased to action, but I also think that you should be documenting. I like that you are biased to action, but I also think that people who are relevant in your field should be able to not just see what you have done, but have an idea of how you think so that they know the things that they can partner with you on and know the values that you hold that they should not compromise. It just helps you to build and scale. If you're even a good person, there should be things that you have stated so that, because the more you grow in life and you grow in influence and you grow in wealth, if you are someone who has values, then there are things that you may need to protect, because as you become more obvious, then there may be people who want to leverage something that you have built for their own advantage or for their own gain. One way to protect yourself before you even get into conversations is to state the things that you will not compromise on, is to express the things you hold there as values, is to communicate the journey, and so that people who are going alongside that way can know if they can hop on your box to get there. It's how you build community. It's how you build influence. It's how you build skill across multiple jurisdictions. That story has to be told. Something has to be said. Don't just focus on and again, nobody has to tell the people who are talking without doing. Life will tell you. so I don't have to be on this side. If you are talking without doing, life will tell you. But this is such an amazing part of branding and communications that people don't know, especially companies. People usually pride on being legacy companies until they go out of business. Because at this particular point in time, as the world evolves, if nobody knows where you stand on a lot of issues, and they don't even know the equity that you can contribute to their conversation beyond the things that you stand for and you do, and there are now many other people who can do the things that you say you do, and you are not unique in any way, it could become problematic. And you may be the easy one to remove out of the pack if there's a need to do a selection. So do and talk. So that we form the popular balance. Talk and do. I hope this has been really exciting. I'm happy to answer questions, but it's a solid part of building a brand. Yeah, talk and do. Yeah, and do a lot of doing as much as you do a lot of talking. Complement it. Have an amazing time.